Alright, everyone, so it's time. It's time for the newest DC movie, Shazam, which just came out today. And it is the newest film in the DC universe that is going along that direction of not being so dark and being more like a Marvel movie in a way. And I know Marvel isn't the first superhero movie to do this, but it's kind of the Marvel formula where Shazam is now, it feels so much like that, but honestly, I would be lying if I didn't love that because I really love the hell out of this movie. This was of course we got Avengers Endgame coming out this month, but as of now, this is my favorite superhero movie of the year, and I've only seen this and Captain Marvel, which Captain Marvel was great too, but this one, there's something special about Shazam. This movie is really special, and it is in essence a superhero origin story. It is, but the way that they incorporate these characters, the way that they incorporate this story, the way that the performances are so great, the way that they make this more of a down to earth superhero movie, as opposed to say in the other DC movies like Wonder Woman or Batman v Superman, where they've got stories that the whole world's at stake. And yes, you could say that in this movie, the world could be at stake, but that's not really the point of the movie. It's a smaller movie where this movie has so much heart to it that honestly, there are moments in this movie where I legitimately actually got choked up. I don't want to say what they are, but there was a moment in this movie where I couldn't believe that they went this route because these movies usually don't do that. And I actually was genuinely choked up in this movie in a couple of scenes. And the movie did a lot of things that made it to where I didn't expect it to go this route, because there's a whole third act which is for the DC movies not really the same kind of third act that we usually get in these DC movies, where like I said, they're big, large, end of the world situations. And in this one, it doesn't feel like an end of the world situation, even though yeah, it could lead to that. It's again more about these characters, and this ending third act I thought is a more grounded action ending climax of these superhero movies, where it's not say Aquaman, where Aquaman had all these huge gigantic things going on at once, with all the underwater people fighting. It's not that. It's just Shazam versus the villain, and it's not as big as those other movies. So I love that they made this a more smaller approach, and all the performances are great. Zachary Levi is he is incredible in this movie. He is genuinely hilarious. He works so well as Shazam, which is the alter ego of Billy Batson, who gains this power. And the kid who plays actual Billy Batson is actually really good too. He sells these scenes in this movie, and there's a moment in the movie that again I won't say what it is, but I legitimately got choked up because this actor is so good in this movie, who played Billy Batson. And all the other performances are great. The one kid who's from It 2017 was hilarious, just like he was in that. The kid who goes, they're gazebos, that kid from It. He was genuinely funny. And all of these characters, I love the fact that all these characters are so likable and so charming. You've got this foster family that Billy is settled in because he doesn't have his parents. And of course, Freddy, who's the kid from It, who's really funny, the guy who's crippled as well, and then you've got all these other colorful family members. You got the parents who are really funny, the foster parents, and then you got this really cute little girl that steals the show with some lines. She's genuinely adorable and she's funny. And then you've got the older one who's going to college, and then you've got the big one who's just kind of quiet, and you've got the little Asian kid who is a video game hacker. It's so funny. All these characters of this foster family are really likable and really charming and really fun. And I really loved all these characters. I really loved the little inside references they make to the outer universe in terms of this movie because this is connected to the other DC movies, but the thing I love is that they don't have to shoehorn in all of this like stuff that like, oh, we're going to do it for a sequel. They really don't, and I really thought that was great. They didn't have to rely. I love the fact that this is the first Shazam movie that's like a legit theatrical movie because I read online that they had a 1941 like movie serial for Shazam, even though his name was Captain Marvel then. So they haven't had an actual full length feature film of Shazam live action at all, and I love the fact that this one with references to the other outer universe like Batman and Superman and stuff, it doesn't rely on that. It relies on truly on these characters, on these performances, and just how likable and charming this movie is. This is a very loving and charming movie. With actually good action, even though it's very grounded, and just a really fun, really likable origin story with everything about it. I really, really love this movie. I think this is the best movie of the year I've seen so far. I really love the hell out of this movie, and it is great. And again, we got Avengers Endgame coming out, so in terms of superhero movies, this one is the most unique I've seen all year. But again, I've only seen this in Captain Marvel, which was great as well. But I really love the hell out of this movie. Just a great, great time. Great everything. Love this movie. Tell me down below whenever you see Shazam what you think about it. And thank you guys so much for watching.